Lucinda. The voices reached her in the murky darkness. Come back. Wait. She ignored them, pressing further. My book is called Passion by Lauren Kate. The genre is romantic fantasy fiction. A little about the author. Lauren Kate grew up in Dallas, but moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Then moved again to New York, where she started her writing. Her experience in the Old South inspired the setting of Fallen in the Civil War era academy. This series employs Kate's many months of theological research. She got the idea for the series from a line in Genesis that she came across while studying the Bible at school in California. Throughout this book, Lucy, short-haired girl, kind-hearted girl who's madly in love with Daniel and is a key part of the war between heaven and hell, travels back through time and figures out the curse her and Daniel bear, and tries to find out if Daniel loves her for her or just because of the curse. Daniel is a tall, handsome guy with beautiful violet eyes, is a fallen angel that is crazy in love with Lucy, who he chose and fell from his high place in heaven. So there are many places and times that takes place in this book. The setting that comes up the most would be inside the announcer, which has no time, but some other places she travels to is Moscow in 1947, Helsinki, England in 1854, Versailles, France in 1723. Some other places she traveled to was Prussia in 1758, Tahiti in 1775, Mesoamerica in 555 CE, and Egypt in 31,000 BCE. After Italy, she meets a scale, which is a gargoyle named Bill. He's short, grimy, and has little wings and claws, and is no taller than 4 feet. He tells Lucy that he can help her out in her past lives, so she allows him to join her. Along the way, Lucy figures out that Daniel truly loves her for her, and he shows it every time they meet in other lives. Bill convinces Lucy in Egypt that the only way to set Daniel free from the pain he faces every time she dies is to kill her soul as she separates from her past life. All I can say is the ending is good, and that it makes you want to read the next book in the series. The theme, I would have to say, is about trying to find yourself. During the whole book, she goes through trying to find out about the curse and the love with Daniel. But along the trip, she also learns about herself. You can relate with this book because people do go through the time where they try and find themselves, mostly during high school. Also, people do go through a lot of finding the means of something that you really care for, like a person you love or even a family member. My favorite part is when Lucy comes out of the announcer on a beach in Tahiti. Daniel and her seem like they don't have a care in the world. Daniel was laying in the sand with the past Lucy drawing the tribal tattoos on him, chasing each other in the game of tag, and swimming in the ocean together. I enjoy that life because that was one of the few times we didn't see how she went up in flames. Plus, that was when she realized that Daniel did love her for her. He did so many things, like have the tribal tattoos on him, and talk with her father, even he didn't need to. But he did them so he could earn Lucy's love. I highly recommend this book/series if you enjoy that punished love, almost forbidden. It's also a little bit of a mystery because you always want to know what's going to happen next. With this book, you'll have a little repetition. Lucy goes to place to place, learning something new, or almost does, but then gets kicked out of the life and starts in a new place again. It won't bore you though because it keeps you wanting to know more. I also recommend this series. The first 2 books are really great.